All right, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Ms. Entertainment, president of the Real As People Society. So, welcome to the Power Hour. We are live every Saturday at noon on Terradome Entertainment Radio, where we play the best hits from old school to new school hip hop, R&B, and more. So, go to terradomeENTradio.com and click on the Listen Live button. Or tune in on TuneIn or Live 365. And if you don't catch us live, you can always catch the replays on terradomeENTradio.com or on all your major podcast apps. And of course, I'm not in the place alone. Let me introduce my Chief Entertainment Officer, DJ Talented.
Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy DJ Talented in the building. And you know, I gotta go with my favorite saying. It's good to be above it than under it. You dig?
All right. And by way of the sip, we got hip hop artist AT on this is the Deuce in, well, I guess he on the phone, but on video. Deuce, what's going on?
What's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling today?
All right. All right.
We in the building.
That's right. You, technically, yeah.
Y'all in the building. I'm technically not, but we all here. That's what matters.
And in the studio, producer and beat slayer, Mr. JNauti.
Yo, let's get it. Y'all know what to do. Your boy in the building. It's the real one, the real JNauti.
There you go.
The real JNauti.
All right, let's get into this because I've been waiting on this. So, because I got a big question for you, Deuce. So,
all right.
So you both have been in the game. You know, you got some longevity in the hip hop game. Now, Deuce, now you have taken some breaks in between projects. What's been going on, man? Why? Tell me what's been going on. What's your mindset behind taking those breaks?
You know what? I'm gonna be real with you. I had to get my mind ready for me putting my music out. Like I'm not gonna say I'm like some perfectionist to the level that it got to be perfect. Like I have to have every T cross, dotted I, all that. I'm not like that, but me, I want to make sure my music is happy, like makes me happy to put it out. So I took a little break to kind of like just reset, regauge what I was doing. And then once I started getting some new influx of creativity, some different sounds in my ear, we kind of changed up a couple of the tracks, different ways approaching it. I feel like now I'm ready to go ahead and get back out to what I've been doing, what I was supposed to have been doing last year. Now I'm doing it this year. So we got to get back to it. So we dropping singles, Naughty, I'm watching him. He putting out music like crazy. I'm like, I got to keep up, bro. I got to do what I got to do. So we back now. We back this shit. We got singles on the way.
So would it be a fair statement that the producer, the one that keeps his foot in your ass and makes keep you motivated? Is that your motivation?
That keeps me on my game. I'm not lying to y'all. When he hits me up, he's like, "Look, we got to get the song out. What's going on? What we doing?" And I'm like, "Man, you right, but I ain't ready." And then he'll tell me the next day, "So you ready?" And I'm like, "Man, I'm not ready." So we've been doing this for like a whole year of me saying I ain't ready, but now I'm like, "All right, I'm ready." So let's do it. It's something that when it clicks me, I'm ready to go. Like when I know my music's good, we ready to go and it's coming out because I know I got it like that. So we can do it.
Okay. So Jay,
Yeah.
what keeps you motivated? Because like especially when you got an artist that takes a lot of time in between.
Yeah. What I would say, what keeps me motivated is, I guess for me, I'm focused on myself, and I want to get as much out as possible. So that's kind of where I am. I know the sound is good. I just know that it needs to be released. I'm like, I guess I'm really anxious. I'm ready to just get out there and just put it in front of folks and be like, what do y'all think? Good or bad, I'm cool with it. I just want to get it out there. So I just feel like you said, where I'm at right now with the music, I know I can get it to sound a certain way, right? So I'm not even worried about quality or nothing like that. Now it's just I'm at the point now where I'm putting out what I want to put out, right? I'm not trying to make something, like following anyone else. I'm making what I want to make. So I just feel confident that I want to put it out.
Okay. So Deuce, in between those breaks, do you still write? Do you still? I know you're not. How do you? I guess with besides Jay, how do you continue to stay motivated to keep pushing through? Because this is this game is fickle.
It is fickle, and I realize that you have when you capture the attention or you capture momentum, you got to hold on to that. And I'll be the first to admit sometimes I let that momentum slip a little bit because I'm sitting there just over plotting my next move. Like, okay, now this next song got to be just like this, and I'm like Naughty said, I should be just we putting out the content because the quality is already there. Like we've worked and perfected on this. Like I write even when I'm not making music. Like I have at least 20 written songs that if I needed to record them, I can knock it out in a weekend or 2 weekends or whatever. But I haven't really. The project itself is essentially done. I'm just gonna say that for the record. It's essentially done. So really, the only reason it's not out is because I just haven't said let's just put that out yet. But now that I've seen the single, the feedback from it's been really good. A lot of people like it. There's like it's back to you. It's back to just being Deuce, just keeping it real, like being honest in your music. And now I'm ready to just essentially spread that out across the board, across all facets. So I guess I'm back on I'm back on my shit. I'm back on me. I'm back to me. That's how I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm back to me.
So, and that's great. I'm glad you're back. How are you going to keep that momentum though? What are you guys going to start, doing? Because I know being that you have distance in between you,
Yeah.
because you got states there, because it might make it challenging. But how do you guys motivate each other to just keep pushing through all those challenges?
Yeah,
Go
I would,
ahead. I didn't tell him.
yeah. As far as staying motivated. I feel like I'm competitive. That's probably also why I'm putting out music too. I want to compete.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
really what it comes down to. I'm not going to say I have a FOMO or a fear of missing out of what's going on, but there's stuff happening every single day, and I'm like, okay, what am I doing? What are they doing? I'm like, wait a minute. Not saying that I need to keep up with them necessarily. I'm just saying what you see right now is the results of a plan, and they're just following whatever plan they had already set. So, for me, I have things already planned out. So when people see certain things happening, they're like, oh, well, they try to keep up. Well, that's not the case for me. I'm planning things out. So it makes it a lot easier, a lot less stressful when you plan stuff out ahead.
True.
So that helps me stay motivated.
True.
Now we got how I say this, this new age music.
Mm.
What are your thoughts behind it? Because now me personally, I favor old school hip hop. I favor, MCs with lyrics talking about something. Now, no disrespect to the ones that out there just talking about, pussy ass dick, you know, and just that.
Right.
But my preference is, tell me something. Tell me, make me think. Let me go and like KSR1. That was the first one that I need to go look up, get me a dictionary. What the hell did he say? I wanted to know. Huh?
KRS.
KRS1. What did I
Yeah.
say?
KSR.
Well, hell, dyslexia every now and then. KRS1, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. But he was the first MC that I had to go and get a dictionary because I wanted to know what does this mean? Like, oh shit, how did you use this like this? So what are your thoughts behind today's music versus your style?
Okay. Well, no, go ahead. Now, you want me to take this because I got something to say about that. I got something to say.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
both
say,
take it.
I'm gonna say something real quick because we actually had a conversation about this recently,
Okay.
and I
Yes.
had a conversation about this with some other folks of mine, and they came at me like that, and my response to them was this: I say, yeah, the music back then that we were made aware of was because of the radio, right? It's because of mixtapes. It's because of the DJs, right? In order to hear the new music, very specific places you would go to hear new music, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the only people you would hear, right? Not saying that those are the only people that are good, but there were other good artists, really good artists you never heard about back
Agreed.
then. Same thing applies to now. Only difference is now I don't have to pay a DJ a bunch of money to spin my song in the club 4 or 5 times, right? I don't have to pay a DJ necessarily on like regular FM radio to just play my song one time. We don't have to do that anymore. The gatekeepers have changed. Now it's the DSPs, you get Spotify, Apple, and all that, right? All the playlists, right? So if you're not hearing music that's really good, it isn't because it doesn't exist. It's because you haven't looked for it yet.
Mm.
Yeah. So the difference between then and now is now not no offense to you, but most folks are casual connoisseurs.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to expect music to be tailored to you if you barely listen to it?
I would agree to that because and I have to find that genre or where the music
Mhm.
because when I listen to the radio, it's only playing
Mhm.
a few selected, and then
Yep.
the stuff that it's like okay, that's the same shit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a
Yeah.
different voice, but it's the same shit.
Yeah. I mean, even if you think about like even in recent history, we've had songs, that have come out that were just terrible, right?
Right.
But certain individuals had a lot of money and they put that money in front of those folks and the directors and the people that program the radio stations, and they would play those songs. And then here we are now. We're like, these songs aren't good. Why do they keep playing them? Is this all that's out? This is not all that's out.
You're right.
This is just
This
what
is where the money has
this
been pushed.
correct. This is just what's being pushed to us right now. So,
Mm-hmm.
I would say, definitely, look online and find, better artists. I can give you a list of them. There's a bunch of good artists out there, like real lyricists out there. You're not aware of it because, you just haven't had a chance to look for it. So
I wish we had something that would highlight that.
that's called
I-
Spotify.
But okay.
Yeah, yeah. If you,
But put it on that same,
it's
for it's like the ones with the big money behind it.
Mhm.
Have a station that
yes,
for the ones that really have something to say.
that Spotify
They
playlist,
exist.
the
No,
curated.
Spotify.
You have
Yeah.
to go on. See, that's the scary part. You have to go on there and you have to look,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Because the platforms are going to only give you what you look for. Remember,
true.
I told you the thing about like Instagram or Facebook. The more you look at those things, the more it's going to just keep giving that to you.
I know, because I love to watch the little
See?
kitty videos,
See?
and that's all that pops.
And that's all you think that's there, right? And I think we spoke about it last time I was here. I reprogrammed my Instagram, and every time I'd see some videos that really didn't matter, I would start unfollowing those people or blocking that stuff. And then I started liking only all independent artists. So now whenever I go on Instagram or Facebook, that's all I see. So I'm seeing all the new music that's coming out. It didn't show up before until I started looking for it.
Okay,
Yeah. So
we're gonna
you
have
can,
to revisit that and get
Yeah.
mine because it's like I want to support the ones that are out there that's really
yeah,
grinding and have something to say.
they're out
You
there.
know,
They're definitely out there. And here's the thing. Once you start looking for them, then you're going to start finding more of them.
yes,
They're really out there.
Right.
Even when you go on Spotify, when you start finding those artists, it's going to say, well, if you like this one, here's 5 more that
check them out.
also, they also are saying something, right? New music, really good music. You're not going to hear it on radio, not conventional radio, but that stuff is out there.
Mm,
They're really out there. So, artists like Deuce and myself, like we're putting stuff out there. We're just not going to hit the regular channels necessarily,
Right.
right? But
Right.
our job is at this point is to promote and get the message out as much as possible.
okay,
Right.
Anyway, I know I said I was going to take up a second.
yeah,
but,
you did. Deuce, what you
second.
got to say about all this?
Well, I'm a since he said about 90% of what I was gonna say, so I'm gonna give a little bit of a different take on it,
Okay.
which is mainly like I'm gonna speak at it from the artist side, like of creation. Like when he's talking about like Spotify playlists and stuff like that, it is true. Like you have to go find those playlists and be able to access that music. But as an artist, if you want to be able to feel comfortable putting your music out that does have something to say, that does have a bit more substance than what you found on the radio, you have to be willing to take those risks that those artists are taking. Because those artists, just like us, know they're not going to hit mainstream radio with the songs they're putting out. They're not aiming for that. They're aiming for building a fan base that is into the music that they want to hear and hit the sounds, the energy, everything. So those people are taking bigger risks, honestly, putting out music that is more of a depth, that has more depth, that has more sound to it, because you can't just do that without that big machine behind you. If you want to be on radio, now if you want to get on 107 or whatever radio stations we got now, you do have to put that money in and cater to that sound. But if you want to build your original fan base, build your original sound to where people come to you because of the music you provide, then you have to be willing to take those same risks a lot of artists are doing. And that's what I feel like my music has done. Like my first album, like it came out like over like a decade ago. Like I was like 24 at the time. I was much more like into just, hey, I'm in the club, we popping bottles. I had a song called Bottle Patron. Like it was like I was following what was already popular. But this album, I was like, I don't want to talk about that because I have things that I've been saying for a long time. I've just never put it to music. And it gives me an original take that no other artist can say they did. Can nobody say they do what Deuce does in music or Deuce does what other people do in music because there's just no comparison because it's all original for me. So I feel like artists like that are not going to make mainstream, but they are going to be able to build their fan base. And Spotify and the playlist is where you got to go for that. And I feel like me and Nauti been at that for so long that I think we just pretty much got that perfected. Like we know where we're going when we put our music out. So it's just a matter of just finding it and knowing what you're doing with it once you have it.
Okay. So you mentioned marketing. So what is your strategy? Because you have death and you already accepted that it's a possibility because it's always a possibility that people do catch on and it does make it, but there's also that possibility it doesn't. But you stand to your plan, and hey, if they love it, they love it. They don't, they keep it moving. So what is
Yeah.
your marketing strategy for capturing your audience that's looking for that depth?
Well, digital marketing is where it's at. If you want to go to Instagram and promote, like you have to get your music to people who are searching for it. Because just like there are people who want that, they don't know how to find it either, but they know it's out there. So you
Mhm.
kind of have to push it towards their direction, whether it's Instagram, whether it's Spotify, whether it's TikTok. Like I'm not going to say that TikTok has not produced some very cheesy, very like, just mediocre, just mediocrity across the board. But it is a platform that does give people a direct connection, even if it's just a basic song. So you have to look at it like all marketing. It can reach someone at some point if you put enough behind it. But for me, I really want to get back to doing live music, like live
Okay.
performing. Because live, I've done the stage stuff before. I like being on stage. I know how I am about my music, like putting it out. But when I'm on stage, you can't tell me nothing. Like I'm Kanye with that. You can't tell me because I know when I get on stage, I know how to convey myself musically and just like connecting with an audience because I know that my music is what they're there for. They're rocking to it, so why not give that to them? So hopefully, when the next three singles come out, I'll be able to really start getting back to my live performance because that's why I'm most comfortable at, honestly, on stage, just rocking and just getting people into my music. And it's still the old school way of doing it. The artists are going to tour; they're going to do tours across the country, across the world for the rest of forever because that's just what you do.
Right.
Music, you get it out person to person. Marketing is fine, but getting that direct connection to people is still the tried and true way to really getting people to hear your music.
Anything on the marketing strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I second what he said about the online part. Definitely do that part, and then also networking. I think that's super important because I can't be the only person playing my song 100 times.
Yeah.
So I want to try to build other fans, people that I meet, other musicians, and get them to spread the word, right? And that's
Yeah,
really what it comes down to because we understand that we're all essentially competing, but we are also dealing with the same type of issues, right? So,
yeah,
I'll show you some love, you show me some love, right?
Hmm.
My
yeah.
fans may like your music and your fans may like mine too. So, we can trade like that. So that's why collaboration I think is super important. But I would
Absolutely.
definitely say, collaborating with, you don't know who the right people are until you try, but you try to aim for certain people that are active, as active as you or more, right?
Yeah,
So
Okay.
yeah.
So for the artists that are new to performing on stage or just new period, what because you say you can ain't nobody can touch you on that. So what are your strategies or just a few tips for them? Because I know some artists that, they got their music, seven,
mhm.
but but that stage thing, you got to get more, like you said, connecting with the audience. What are a few tips that you can provide for those audience to for those artists on how they can connect with their audience when they're on stage?
Well, for me, like the number one thing, and this is kind of why, like I said, it took so long to really put it together, is you have to trust your music. You have to
Mm,
trust that when you're performing it, regardless if you got nerves, stage fright, whatever, when that song starts, all that matters is how you project yourself to your audience. That's all that matters. Like you have to get up there, look at them, and say, "This is me. This is my music." Because there's nowhere to run on that stage. When you up there, you can't just like, all right, I'm gonna slide off to the left. I ain't doing. You got to look at them and say, "Look, I'm doing this now." So you might as well go through with it. So once you get up there, you have to, and of course, everyone's gonna say confidence. Having the ability to feel good about yourself and self-esteem. But for me, it's honestly knowing that if my music's good and I can get people to hear it while I'm on stage, they're gonna like it too. And I really truly believe that. So I have no fear of what people are gonna say once I'm up there. That's just what it is. Even if you tell me afterwards, man, I don't know, man, you just got up there, you was hype, but you was kind of like shaky, this, that, and the other. I was like, even if it comes to that, you still have to believe that you're still up there rocking that show, period. So that's really the biggest thing. Just know that your music is going to connect some way, one way or another.
You believe in you first. And
Believe in
if
you
you
first.
believe in you, people see you believing in you, people will believe in you too.
Yes. It's the only way you can do it. It's the only way you can do it. Otherwise, you up there pretending to be somebody else. And that's,
People
that
can
ain't
see
going to
that.
work.
Yeah, what I would say to that, like towards hip hop, probably even R&B. Okay, so for hip hop, I would say for a hip hop artist to get better, like specifically tactical things to do, get 2 or 3 moves that you can do.
What do you mean?
Like physical movements that you can do, things that you can do on stage.
Okay.
Like this is actually a thing. Like they need to get like a couple of moves that they can do, things that they know that they're going to do. That's going to be their movement that they do. Don't stand there and just do a 2-step. Like you need to have movement on the stage, but you need to have something that you're doing. Either you're pointing or something, right? You need to figure out what that's going to look like for you and practice it. And then the next thing I would say is for artists that are new, open mics, go to them and perform at them.
I keep that. Yeah, I tend to keep seeing that.
Go and practice those moves that you just learned in the open mic.
Safest place
It's
to
the
practice
safest place. That is where you need to do that. And go. I mean, shoot, we're here in Atlanta. There's an open mic every day of the week. And if you are a hip hop artist here, you have no excuse to say, I don't know how to perform my song. What are you doing all day? You're not hungry. What you're doing is you're wasting my time. That's what you're doing, right? Go over there with that, because there's a lot of other artists out there that will perform every day, and they know the moves that they're going to do because they've practiced them. So when you see him, like, oh, I saw him move like that before. Oh, I saw him do that move before. Oh, he keeps doing that move, every so often. How come? Oh, because he knows what his show is going to be. He's practiced his actual performance, and depending on what the song sounds like. If you have a show track, also prepare. If you have a show track, a performance track, then practice where you're going to come in and out so you can catch your breath, because you're performing. Hopefully, you're moving around. Hopefully, you're not standing in one spot. And if you're moving around, depending on if you have like 1,000 words you got to say, it's going to wear you out. So
it's going to wear you out.
Practice what you're going to do, and have your show track, help you. That's what it's there for. It's there to help you.
Damn practice word, boy. It seems like a curse.
Somebody
cursing you out.
Practice. Go practice it. Try it out. Like,
oh no.
I feel like Allen Iverson about that practice.
Because really, for people that are unsure, all they have to do is go look on YouTube for anybody's performance that's like a mainstream artist, and you will notice very quickly they do 2 or 3 moves over and over. Just watch them on one song, and they just keep doing the same things all over and over. 2 or 3 moves. You're like, huh, that's all they keep doing. And they keep moving around and they do those moves in front of a couple other folks, and they move around and do those moves in front of other people, and that's what they keep doing, right? So that way they can kind of engage and perform the song in front of everyone that's in the crowd.
Right.
I like for his pulling from artists that perform is Busta Rhymes, because one thing he's saying is like he's going to give you 200%, whether it's one person in the audience or 10,000. He's going to give you the same performance, and it just he's going to go just as hard. And I that those types of artists,
he practices.
Well, yeah. Like, some people like, well, they big now, but they wasn't big back then. They had to start somewhere and build that. And practice.
But you got to understand, people like him, like that generation, those generation of artists, they came up.
They were competitive.
They were competing. They were
very
competing. They
competitive.
were competing with each other.
Exactly.
They were going to the shows and competing with each other, battle rapping and stuff. Like they had to
Right.
perform, and they had to know what they were doing. They can't get up on stage and stare at the ceiling. Like they had to compete and look at someone else. So like it's
Right.
totally different
Yeah.
type of art, right? So when you fast forward to now, a lot of these artists they've skipped the stages of open mics. They haven't done any mixtapes. They haven't
Right.
promoted anything ever, and they've never performed in front of a lot of folks. But
Mhm.
they think
Right.
they're the best. Haven't proved
Right.
it. They haven't proved it to themselves, let alone
Right.
anyone else. So, the confidence is going to come from repetition. You do it so much that way, you can hit the stage, you know, tipsy as you want to be, and you'll be fine because you've done it 1,000 times. It's like, oh, I'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
That's really what it is.
do you recommend having like a little drink to take the edge off?
Not if you don't know what you're doing, because that's going to be apparent.
Oh, that's too obvious. Like you
Yeah.
just up there just like drunk and don't even know where you at. You just on stage just looking crazy and like, you know what? Is he even doing this song? Is he even performing at this point? He's just standing up there. Yeah, he's just standing up
Yeah.
there.
Like for me, like when I hit the studio for with different artists, and I'll either I'm tracking or making new music right then and there. I'm fine if I'm drinking or whatever, because
Yeah.
I've done it so many times.
Mhm.
Right? It's not a hard thing for me to do. This is muscle memory at this point. But if I didn't know what I was doing, drinking just exposes that. So
Right.
don't do it if you don't know it, if you haven't practiced at all. If you drink, then it's going to be very apparent you don't know what you're doing. So don't embarrass yourself.
I
Why
said
not?
drinking for me. I tell the what I really think.
Yeah. Try not to embarrass yourself, because that'll discourage you.
Yeah.
Non-drinking Teresa will water it down, but the real one, you're gonna give it full blast. You're gonna get both barrels.
That's
Well, let's get
real.
into some music. So,
All
Deuce,
right.
you dropped "I Owe You." So we're gonna
Right.
listen to like a minute of that. Then I'm gonna come back, and then I want you to tell me about your songs.
All right.
So, DJ Talented, let's hear it.
Go.
There we go. So me and my niggas. So talk about it.
Me and my Hey, so me and my nigga. So IOU came from just two things. Well, I mean, it stands for "It's on Us," and that's me and me and Naughty long time ago. I don't know if people remember when Nelly and Saint Lunatics was a whole thing, but they
Mhm.
Yeah.
used to have this saying when they say "Dirty ENT," we all we got,
Yeah.
and me and him used to say that all the time. And it's so funny, but it's real. Like that's how we felt. So I kind of like took that and molded into my own idea. If it's on us, like me and my people are the ones that are gonna make it happen. Like I'm not waiting, depending, everybody's gonna do what they do, but your people are gonna be for you no matter what. So it's really a song about me just showing loyalty and giving back to the folks who I've been down with since day one.
Okay.
Just people that I rock with, and of course, like the other artist on the song, Mike Dropper, he's from New Orleans, and I wanted him on that song because me and him have supposed to been doing collaboration for a long time. Like he's a talented artist. If y'all get a chance, he's on Spotify. Go check him out.
What's his
But
name?
Mike Dropper. It's spelled D Rapper. Like it sounds like it looks like it says D Rapper, but it's actually Dropper. That's how he pronounces his name. That's just how he does it. He's on
Okay.
Spotify. But if you like go to the song, he's listed as a featured artist on there, so you can see him that way too. But he was a artist that I knew he got talent. He got that New Orleans in him. Like everything's about the streets. Like he grew up this way. Like his whole team, his whole gang, he gang for real. I ain't trying to put him out there like that, but he really out there like that a little bit. So he's real in his artistry because he's conveying what he see. He grew up in the third ward, so when I collaborated with him, I was like, that's why I wanted on the track. So it's really a song that a lot of us got together. Me and him got together. He sent me the verse. I was actually in Atlanta when he sent that to me, and me and Naughty was sitting there and we listened to it. He was like, yep, we got one with this. We got one. We got one because I was like, I had did a verse, and we had had an open verse. Now it was a couple people that was supposed to be on the song. I'm not gonna put nobody out there, but it was a couple people that was supposed to be on the song that did not feel comfortable going on the song for whatever reason. They just felt like it wasn't their vibe. I said that's fine, but my
Okay.
boy came through, dropped the verse, and it just worked. Like me and him just synced like that. So hopefully me and him can do some more tracks in the future. He still does his thing musically, so we out there. But yeah, this song just basically a loyalty, just an ode to loyalty to my people who I've been with like forever. And I just appreciate them, and I just want to make more music that just kind of reflects how much I really care about the folks in my life and what my life is like. So that's really what it is. I owe
All right.
you.
You got anything on you and your niggas?
Hey,
Yeah.
it's a fun song. I like
It
it.
is. The
I like
beat
it.
is hot.
Yeah. It sounds
The
good.
beat is fire. The
It
beat
sounds
is
good when I
fire.
drive around. But this thing sounds good.
Yeah, it's not. It
Yeah,
knocks.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, I like how they did their thing on the song. Because at first
Yeah.
I was like, shit, I might need to get on this one.
I thought he was. I
I was
thought for
about
a
to.
second he was gonna do something
I
with
was
that.
about to. I'll start. I actually started writing to it. I was like, I'm about to start, and then all of a sudden, Mike Dropper sent his verse, and I was like, oh, well, there we go. There we go. That's
Yeah,
fine.
there we go.
That
But
works.
yeah, that works too. You know what I mean? And he's on the track. He might when he sent it, he did it that same day. Like I asked him, hey man, you want to be on the song? Yeah, give me an hour. He did the song.
Damn.
He did it. He had the whole studio. Sent it
Yeah,
right back. Song was
Wow.
done that day. Yeah, that's
yeah.
how. That's that. But that's what John say. When you work with artists that know what they're doing and kind of real confident, they don't feel like there's. Oh, well, hold on. Let me listen to it. I got to write it down. I'll give it. Like if you confident in your music, you know what you want to do with it when you
hmm
hear it. So he just wrote the verse. I wrote mine. The beat got done. Boom. Just how it is. So it's a song. It's a fun song. I love it. Like I love the fact that it's that lyrical like hip hop side of me that I'm always gonna have even if I do start, getting more like into introspective stuff, more into my, as they call it, my Andre 3000 side. But
Hmm.
I'm gonna always still be big boy too. I'm still gonna always be like, yeah, me and my niggas out here. So that's what that is. Like how we roll.
Okay. So JNauti, you just dropped a new one off that.
Yep.
So we're gonna take a listen to about a minute of that, and then we come back and then let's talk about it.
Okay. Cool.
All right, let's talk about that. What you talking about here?
Well,
And who's that singing? Is that
no,
this
that's not me.
computer?
No. That's a real person singing.
Well, we
Come
got so
on.
much AI
I
here. You
know,
never
right?
know.
I know, right? Yeah, AI everywhere. Um, but no. That's a person singing. Like this song right here for me is really just about letting go of stress and things that you really can't control. So I'm off of that, right? I'm not going to focus on things that I really can't affect, right? Just let it go and whatever, right? So it's just meant to be, more fun, just kind of releasing stress. And that
Okay.
one also feels good when you're driving in the car.
Yeah, because I'm off that shit.
Exactly. I am off that shit. I don't do none of that anymore. Leave me alone. Just you can miss me with all that.
Yes.
Yeah.
All that.
So what's next for you guys?
Uh, you go ahead, Deuce.
All right. Well, for me, like I said, I'm back for my latest hiatus. You know, I mean, like that. This hiatus was the last one before this project. Like I said this last year, but this year it really is the last hiatus I'm gonna take with the music for that because I know the songs are ready now. They're good to go. They're ready to drop. So hopefully, like the next what's it September what 9th? Yeah, like by Halloween, I want to have the next single out. It's gonna be called. It's either gonna be Wings of Things or it's gonna be another song called Jump Right In song we were talking about. One of those two. I kind of want to go introspective because I want people to see that there is gonna be a lane switch. Because IOU is more like that's the song that lets you know, all right, hip hop, he still got it. He
Right.
still can do the rap. He still got that. But what is he talking about now? So now those two songs right there are more like close to who Deuce is today, who he is as a person. So one of those songs are going to drop in October, and then hopefully, if all goes well, finally the project will drop by the end of the year, straight up. Like you can take the because you got me on the beginning of the show, but now I'm telling you, you can hold me accountable yet again by the
Oh,
end
you
of the
got the
year.
right
That
one.
project, yes, hold me accountable. Matter of fact, if I
Deuce,
don't, you put me on the next show and be like, "What happened? Why
Deuce,
you
you
didn't
do
drop it?"
not want to say that. You do
I
not
don't.
want her. You don't want her to hold you accountable because, boy, when I tell you she will hold you accountable, yeah.
I need that though. I need that though. Like if I don't do it, I know it's gonna come back on me. So I got to go ahead and be real about it. It's gonna drop this year. I'm
So I heard two
hold me to that.
things. We dropping the next one by October 31st,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
and no more hiatus.
No more hiatus. We done with hiatus because the music is ready now. And to be honest with you, I'm really ready. I've been watching too many people hop up on stage that don't know what they're doing, and I'm
Right.
just tired of seeing it. So I'm
Mm.
like, let me hop up on that stage and show y'all how to do this.
There
So
you go.
that's really the motivation behind really where the music's going. Like, I need to get back on stage and perform this, show people how it's done, and do this music I want to do. So we back. We back. Now they got songs too. He gonna tell you about the 20 songs he got coming up. But me, I'm taking methodically because I'm pacing myself back up to that. But yeah, by Halloween we got another track for y'all.
Hey, Deuce, on
Good.
October 31st, she gonna be on your front porch knocking on your door.
No, it's gonna be
Where?
before then.
Oh, well, she coming before the 31st.
Oh no,
My
the day
bad.
that the day that release date is finalized, is in Spotify TuneCore ready to go. You will get an email, text, Instagram post, all that. You will be the first one to know. I promise.
Well, trust me, if I don't hear nothing by October 15th, you're gonna get a text.
Mm.
October 15th. All right, I got it. I got it. Done.
Okay.
It's happening. Done.
No, God, no.
What you got, JNauti? What you got coming up?
Well,
Everything.
something. So, yeah. I guess you could say secret leases, secret drops are coming, secret projects are coming, and they won't be so secret soon. So, what was it? So this song just released a couple of weeks ago, and then another project also released, 3-song EP, The Only Rule. Also, shameless plug. Check that one out. Spotify everywhere. The Only Rule,
Get that?
JNauti.
Yeah.
And then something may be happening at the end of this month.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say. Something may be happening at the end of this month.
Okay. We're gonna be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep. That's. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna drop any names of what it is, but you'll see. Something will be happening at the end of this month,
Okay. So
and
my last
also into the future.
okay.
Yeah.
So my last question, guys. So, what is the best advice you've received, and what's the best advice you've given to others? And do you still follow him, if with the ones that you receive?
You go, Deuce.
Ooh, that's a good question. The best advice I have received, and this goes back to what I was just talking about. I was at a show not too long ago where I had some friends because I know a lot of musicians, not just hip hop R&B, but I know like rock, EDM, everything. Like I listen to all types of music, so I try to like be around at all those scenes. So I constantly see different people performing, how they perform, whether it's with a guitar in their hands, whether it's with drums, whether it's with a full band, whatever it may be. And one of my friends is Troy Sawyer. He's a trumpet. He plays trumpet out of New Orleans, and he just dropped one of his projects. And this dude is phenomenal. If y'all ever get a chance to go to New Orleans and y'all go down to Frenchman Street, look up Troy Sawyer in the Elements. His band is amazing. I love their music. But we and him were just talking not too long ago, and he told me he was like Deuce. He calls me E, but he's like E. You got to get ready to put yourself back out there. He's like you've been talking about this. I've been talking about it. He kind of went through a similar situation, but his was more like an injury. He kind of like literally could not play music for like 6 months. Like his hands had got completely he just couldn't do it. So when he came back, he said the thing is he took the training wheels off right from the get go. He said I didn't ease into it. I didn't because he's like if you're confident in knowing what you're doing, you can just do that. You don't have to ask or worry or think of like Nadia said. Like if you know what you're doing, you're gonna get up there and do it. So he told me it's like when you get ready to get back up on stage, just get up there, grab the mic, and just go. You know that, so just go do that. So I was like, you're right. I really want him on another project, but I haven't got into my New Orleans side of music. I want to get a lot more like brass and sounds in my stuff, and that's gonna be another topic for another day. But the advice I've been given lately is just to people, it's just essentially do what makes you happy. Like if it makes you happy to do music, because whether it's release for therapy, whether it's like John said, stress relief or whatever it is, or if it just makes you feel like a better person, a more complete person because you have that expression, you have that creativity. Whatever it is, just be happy
Just
with
do it.
how you do it. Just do it. Because the only way you're gonna know if it makes you happy, if you really enjoy it, is if you do it. So anyone that's been working on music with me recently or just been talking to about it and they've been worried about projects, I've been telling them I'm not the last one to speak on this, but just go ahead and put that music out and just see what happens with it. Because it's the only way you're gonna know if you really enjoy it and if you really love what you do. So that's
Agreed.
what I've been telling folks.
Best advice you've given or and received.
Yeah, I would say the best advice that I've received is, really just around confidence, right? Just, be confident in yourself. And, I've received that advice from a couple of people. And, I was like, why do I keep hearing this over and over again? Right. Why do I need to keep hearing just be confident? I was like, what does that even mean? You know, you're just saying words, just be confident. Okay.
Right.
But like, give me like specifics. And they were like, yeah, practice practice what you're doing, right? That's how you're going to build your confidence. Like really practice what you're doing and do it to the point where you could do it in your sleep. So if you're at that point, I mean, you'll be very confident. I mean, the reality is right now we're all very confident at breathing. We can do that in our sleep.
Right.
So that's how
In our sleep.
that's how we need to be, with your music, with your art, right? Just be that level of confident where, if you're and I would say this as part of what I also say to other artists, which is either I'm preparing to do music or I'm already doing it.
There you go.
That's it.
Mhm.
There's no in between. For me, there's no, I'm gonna, take, whatever time off. I always think, even when I'm not creating anything, I'm still just listening to stuff. I'm just digesting more, things around me, things that I'm hearing, things I'm experiencing. Those are things that you can build your music off of, because really it's just an expression of yourself, right?
Yeah.
Agree.
So, at any point, either I'm creating something or I'm getting ready to create something. So, I try to learn as much as I can. I'm on YouTube learning as much as I can on the production side, on the mixing side, on the artist side, on the promotion side. It's pretty much all I'm doing, right? And then I've trained, like I said, I train my my social media stuff to show me what everyone else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
So now I know what people also do. So I don't have to guess anymore.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guesswork that's been taken away. So yeah.
True.
Cool. All right, let's get on to some hot topics.
Hot topics. Go.
All right. Wanted to bring this up. So the Proud Boys white supremacist leader Enrique Tarrio was sentenced to 22 years for planning that January 6th riot. And what's kind of crazy for me was a couple of things. Enrique Tarrio, the leader of a white supremacist,
Mm-hmm.
now he's Hispanic.
Yeah.
He got 22 years for planning it, and he wasn't even in town. He wasn't even there when all this shit went down.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had got arrested for burning some Black Lives Matter banners, and then he had some I guess high capacity rifles that they told the judge told him, get your ass out of town and don't come back. So he wasn't even there, but he got 22 years, the most for any of them.
Mm-hmm.
What do y'all think about that? That shit is kind of crazy. All of that.
What the part of him planning it, or the fact that he got time?
The fact that he's Hispanic
Mm-hmm.
and he's the leader of a white supremacist group, to me, that's almost like you let the KKK run the NAACP. That shit just don't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But
Yeah.
you know, this is America.
That don't make sense.
No, it does. If you say this is
It kind of
America.
do. Yeah.
It can't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
think about Clarence Thomas, right? You like, wait a minute, he's voting against things that affect him too, right?
But hold on. You got a white supremacist group, meaning white people are supreme,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You let a Hispanic, which is not white,
Yeah.
run your group.
Yeah.
So you're like
You do
you're
understand why, though.
outsourcing to somebody that you actually don't like
But you
to
understand,
run your group.
But you understand why, though?
Please
don't-
explain.
Because here's the thing. No. Here's the thing. It's just like the conversation they had with like 6ix9ine and them. They were like, oh, why are you saying the N-word? You're not black. He was like, well, we say it to each other all the time. So if you have a Hispanic in charge of a group like that, then that kind of takes away the argument of, oh, well, they're racist. So like, oh, we can't say we're racist because he's actually in charge. But the reality is he doesn't like anyone but white people. You're like, wait a minute, what? How does that work?
That's just fucking.
I mean, if you go back to the history of the KKK, there was lots of black people who wanted to join.
Hell no.
Yeah. There was black people that didn't like other black people. Oh yeah.
To join the KKK, the ones that
they wanted to
shitting
join
on your own and killing your own,
and they would snitch. They would snitch on their own.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. So there's always people out there that always want to be a part of something, right? And that's the thing that they chose to be a part of.
That shit is just unreal to me. And then did y'all see his mama? She doubled down on it. She's like, yeah. But he's a good boy.
Exactly.
And they just was trying to help people.
That's exactly.
Like, what the fuck?
Help them with all their guns.
All their guns and threats and conspiracy.
Very helpful. Extremely helpful. They wanted to secure what was it? They wanted to secure their right. They wanted to secure their right to protest everyone else's votes.
Right.
There we go.
That's what it was.
Because they thought it was fraud, even though it went to court over 60 times and was not fraud. And they had no proof of anything. And the person that was in charge of their political party actually attempted to overthrow the government. But no, the other side is actually fraudulent. So they need to defend against that. I get it.
That shit that was just unreal. So what do y'all think about the 22 years?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it. If he was a little bit darker,
he got life.
Oh, they would, exactly. They would have just shot him. They would have just shot him. You know what I'm saying? Like again, this is still America. You can die for less than $20 on the sidewalk and just be black. This dude here is planning something, multiple states, multiple people, lots of guns, lots of money. And all he got was doesn't have to be there. Does not have to be there. It all goes back to him. It all goes back to him.
He's the orchestrator.
Yeah, he was the orchestrator. So yes, he should go because that's how that works,
And
right?
everybody was pointing, yeah, he did it. He
Right.
said it. He
Right.
told us to do it.
Yeah, and he's like, and he told them, he's like, yeah, I told them to do it. So
Yeah.
he's not even denying it. He's like, I'm cool. Just go ahead and just that's whatever, right?
Right.
Until they said 22 years. Nah, that's just unfair.
Yeah. Well, they're hoping that that the orange fella gets
He
back in
ain't doing
office
shit.
and
Right.
pardons everyone. That's what they're hoping.
Well, there was
Right.
some. I think he's a candidate. It wasn't him. It was somebody else who said if he's president, I'll pardon you.
Oh yeah, one of the other ones. Yeah.
Sanchez or somebody.
Yeah, DeSantis. Yeah. Again, though, it's I don't want to get on to the whole politics side, but it's just really strange, that these folks are feeling like they can just say these things now. I think he really made it easy for them to put their particular brand of racism out there. That's really what it is, because
No,
it's not like they just became racist. Okay,
Right.
let's just make that clear.
True.
It's not like they just became racist. They have always been. It's just
Yes.
on display on TV.
Yeah.
Got caught.
Yeah. And they wasn't shame of, yeah, I
No.
did it.
Yeah.
Now what? 22 years. Wait, hold on.
Exactly.
Hold on.
I mean, that's the mafia numbers. That's the numbers that the mafia bosses used to get when they got caught. And they, because they went, like you said, they were never there either. They didn't
That's
physically
true.
do those actions, but
Yep.
they orchestrated. If you ordered the murder, you just as guilty,
That's
even
true.
if you didn't pull the trigger. So 22 years is really on brand for what they get. When you weren't there, you didn't play. We got that, but you knew that you set it up and you admitted. So I feel like 22 ain't enough, but I mean, it's what we gonna get is what we gonna get.
But you
So
know,
I can't even be mad at that.
but do you know how we look to other countries when they look at us?
Crazy.
We look
Right.
absolutely insane. I mean,
Right.
it's like we are living some version of like The Purge / Handmaid's Tale / Idiocracy. It's like all three mixed into one with like Willy Wonka factory, just it's like all together, right? Eat the chocolate,
Yeah.
we're gonna kill everybody. Oh, elections is fake. Oh, everything's fake. Oh, but I need the money, but that's fake. It's like, what's wrong with y'all? It's not. It's like they've been watching a lot of TV.
Yes.
They've been watching
Yeah.
a lot of TV.
Yeah.
'Cause this
Yes.
is wild. This is wild.
Right.
Now
TV
Brazil
real
tried
life.
it, but
Yeah, they
they
tried
got rid of him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because they're
they-
like, bro, this is not TV. And he's like, but it is. No.
But it is.
They go down like that in Brazil. They was like, oh hell no.
Get this fool out of here. Get him up
They
out
weren't
of here.
playing that shit. No.
Yeah, yeah, like and so it's interesting that they gave him 22, and it's interesting that over 500, no, 800 people have already been sentenced, right? So
Right.
he's not the only person that's gone to jail, had to serve time.
He's the,
Right.
the
He's-
most time.
He has the most time
So
so
I think
far.
the one to date, I believe, was 10 years.
Yeah, so far,
Mhm.
so far.
Yeah.
So once you start threatening their freedom and their money, you see them change very quickly. Oh,
Right.
maybe we shouldn't put our racism out there like that.
Maybe we should reconsider.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
hey, go, hey, if you are, you are. That's cool. I just want to know.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm dealing
I'm
with.
fine with it. If you
Right.
whatever, cool. I don't have to like you, and I don't have to give you any money or do anything with anything connected to you. Yes,
Right.
and that's exactly how that's going to work. Internet
Yeah.
doesn't forget.
Does not. It never will. It never will.
Yeah. I thought that was just crazy. I was like, wow, all of that. Enrique, the
Yeah.
head of the white supremacist group. Like that don't even make sense on either side.
I mean, but look at DeSantis,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
Last name, right?
yeah.
So he's also leading that same,
That's
craziness in Florida.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Florida always got some fucked up shit between Florida and Texas.
Yeah. So now,
Mhm.
because when you think about that, think about what they're doing now in Florida. Now they're like, oh, slavery wasn't as bad because there were benefits to slavery.
Yeah.
This is the world we live in.
Mhm. Yes.
We live,
Yes.
we live in a world
It
where
wasn't
now,
that bad.
no, they learn valuable skills.
Yes.
Mm.
Like they didn't come with skills. Hello.
Right. They learned the English language, right? They learned about Christianity. Wait a minute, they had their own language. They already
Yeah.
had math. They were already skilled in literature and everything where they were from.
Yeah, they had their own God. They ain't need another one. They
Right.
were good.
Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, they came from kingdoms, actual kingdoms, right? Where do you
Right.
think all the resources in the world are really coming from?
Africa.
Yeah, the countries over there.
Yeah.
So
And still are.
still are.
Still are.
So
Still are.
welcome
All
to
right.
America.
Yeah. So let's get into the real ass question of the day. I got something for y'all.
Oh, no. Go. Let's do it.
All right. Just kind of piggyback off that, double down on your kids or whatever. So your significant other saw some shit that they shouldn't have, right?
Mm.
And if they don't go on the run, they gonna somebody gonna kill them, right? So this is it. This is a scenario.
Mm-hmm.
So your significant other, meaning your wife, your girl, your everything, your ride or die,
Mm-hmm.
got to go on the run.
Right.
Are you going to? Are you gonna leave your family and your kids to double down and support your significant other, your wife, your whatever?
Wait, what they see?
Well, something that they're gonna get their ass killed if they get caught up. If the people of to be catch up with them.
Oh, okay, okay.
Ooh.
So again, I go back to what I said earlier. So this is America, and we all think we're Rambo. So I guess I might as
Yeah.
well go get some AR-15s and go figure that out real quick.
Right.
So
That's
y'all
me.
gonna stand your ground or you
Oh,
gonna
I'm gonna
run?
stand. I'm gonna stand my ground. I'm
Yo.
like, hey, look, I'm gonna tell her to run. I'm gonna tell her to go. I'm
So
like,
you ain't going with them?
no. I'm gonna be a distraction. I'm going at whoever coming at her. I'm going at them.
Right.
Because look, they're
Right.
not coming at me. Okay, great. They're not
Right.
looking for me. I'm looking for them.
Right.
I'm looking for them. Again, this is America, right? So we are some version of the Purge, Idiocracy, and all the rest of it. Willy Wonka, throw some chocolate bullets at them, whatever. Like somebody about to get got. We got way too many options here. Let's say it that way.
Right.
Yeah, this ain't like fuck, the 70s or 60s. I ain't running from nothing.
Okay. DJ Challenger, if I get in trouble, I saw some shit. Are you running with me or what?
I'm like Naughty. I'm gonna send you and the kids somewhere. I'm getting y'all out the country,
Right.
but I'm gonna have to stand my ground, like he said. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go buy me some 1,000-round bullets and
Right.
AR-15s.
And what if they get you first? Now we still running, and you just could have ran in with me.
Y'all good.
Y'all could have ran with me.
Y'all good.
You could have ran
I'm
with me.
the
And we all
protector.
good.
I'm the protector. I have
Right.
to protect you and the kids. And
Right.
in order for me to protect you and the kids, I have to try to eliminate that threat.
Right. That's
So,
true.
y'all still
You know,
say, I guess I got
to get your ass.
I gotta
first.
take. I gotta
Then
take the
what?
bullet. If they get me, they're gonna have to take a whole bunch of grenades and bullets and all that too. Shit, I ain't going by myself.
Exactly.
Somebody going with me.
Rambo style in this
How
thing.
about this? You
Rambo.
take all them grenades and blah 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 to run with me to protect in case they come in behind.
How am I gonna get all that artillery out the United States? I can't go on no airplane unless we taking a stolen jet or something.
It's America.
This is America.
It's America.
America.
It's America.
This is
For the right price,
America.
you can do
In
whatever.
my Bernie Mac voice. It's America.
America.
Dudes, what you say? You running with your girl or what?
We running, but we outlook. I watch too much TV. We gotta change identity. She gonna have to put on some different clothes, wigs. I'm gonna have to get some space shirt. We gonna get some reconstruction. We gonna hide in plain sight. Because I feel like if she did something that we gotta go run like right then and there, she's gonna have to explain to me what she was doing, even doing that. Maybe I'm just different like that. But I'm like, how did you even get caught up in this? And how did you do that? And now we gotta go run together. We gonna run, but I need to know what we running from. So if we don't know that, then we gonna have to change names, dates, places, secret safe houses, whatever we gotta do to protect each other. Because I mean, it is America, and they will not stop coming. So for me, I'm running with her, but we gonna have to have some ground rules on how that's gonna work out. We need to know what we're dealing with and what we decide at. We might have to go get a house in Maui when now that they gonna rebuild those for like $20 million. So might have to just sneak over there for.
I tell you my other option, my plan B. I'll just join the Proud Boys and then roll with them. We're gonna handle whatever that is all together.
Oh,
You better
well,
go
I
get your ass out front.
Hey, whatever. They got all the guns too. Shoot.
Go get it first.
They gonna be like, who's coming after you? I'll be like, it's these folks over here, and they hating y'all. Oh, for real? So now
right.
So what if you
We the
saw,
team.
you know how when Trump was running for president, he said he could shoot somebody in Times Square and get away with it.
Yeah.
So he have y'all in the back alley, you have to see him pull out and take somebody out. You happen to be walking by, and they're like, "Oh shit, they saw you. Now what?" So
I'd be like,
Oh, yeah, we
that's
got
like,
an
I'm blind.
example that you got to run. You were just walking by.
Well, hold on. Let me
Oh.
answer that. Let me answer that.
Oh,
Trump is a threat. I gotta get him. If you
Right
gonna
in
send
enough.
people after me, I'm gonna take you out.
Yeah.
But he ain't doing it. It's the Secret Service.
But if you see Trump in there, then he's ordering it.
Nope.
Yeah.
He's like, I ain't see nothing. I don't know.
God damn it. If that's the case, you know the Secret Service is gonna come after you. If
So
you
you got to
see
run.
it, no, you better take if you got something on you, just kill them then. Because you know they're coming for you. So just kill them then.
Right.
Run. We gonna run.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drug
Yeah.
your ass and then just
You ain't drugging me, damn it.
we
You
running.
ain't drugging me.
this America.
It's America.
It's
I'm just gonna
America.
drug you and then
We got
you
to
just wake
be
up and I'll drug you again.
we
See
got to
that?
be like the police. You got to kill the threat. Shoot the threat until it stop moving.
This America.
It's America.
It's gonna be some combination. The response would be some combination of like the Expendables and like Terminator and like Predator, like all that just mixed into one.
And,
gonna
and
be
what's that one Liam Neeson in?
Taken and
I'll
all
take
that.
it.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Take it.
saying? It's gonna be some combination of that,
Right.
Crazy.
something crazy. That's what
Wow.
that's my answer. Some combination of action movie. There we
All
go.
right, so y'all ain't running. Y'all gonna let the significant other run. And you gonna stand your ground.
Yeah, you got
It's
to.
a
They
Deuce.
do it.
Deuce, we could be running.
We running together. It's gonna be some born identity. We gonna be
No.
changing names, dates, hopping off trains, hopping off the back of trains, stuff like that. We's on the run till the day is over with. We Bonnie and Clyde for real.
Y'all
It's
gonna be
it's gonna be
swimming with
Bonnie
the
and Clyde.
sharks together.
Now
All
that's how it
right.
is. That is.
So that was my real ass question of the day. So let's get into some black excellence.
Okay.
All right. Every week we recognize and we celebrate the achievements and contributions African Americans have made to this country. Today we celebrate and wishing a belated happy birthday to the late Miss Katherine Johnson. Katherine Johnson was profiled in the blockbuster film Hitting Figures as a NASA mathematician whose trajectory calculations helped astronaut Alan Shepard become the first American in space. Her skills were crucial to calculating orbital equations that led to the success for astronaut John Glenn's Friendship 7 mission, on which he orbited the Earth successfully. Johnson received numerous awards and honors in her work, including the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015. And in 2016, NASA named a building the Katherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility after her. So today, Katherine Johnson, we celebrate you and salute you for your contributions to making this country great. Rest in peace. All right. Announcements. Of course, we got the first Night of Expression showcase on September 16th, starting at 7 p.m. We got some amazing artists performing. Deuce ain't here. He would have been on there if he was here, but he was doing his
Next one.
hiatus and he's just not coming back. So,
Holler at me about the next one. Holler at me about the next one.
okay. So we got Free Will. We doing spoken word. 7 with R&B hip hop. We got Miss Jamesia J with R&B and Janae Music with R&B and Swift Notes with some R&B and hip hop. So tickets are only $10 in advance, 15 at the door. Go to terradomeentertainment.com/events and get your tickets now. Limited seating, so y'all better get them now before they all sell out. All right, and that is our show. But before we close, we got to pay some bills. So here's a word from our sponsor, Terradome Entertainment. All right. Shout out to Dude over there, producer extraordinaire, for some of those beats. If you have any questions or comments, email us at info@terradoneent.com. That's info@terradoneent.com. So, final words, DJ Talented.
Final words is keep your family first and then deal with certain situations. We'll just leave that at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Deuce, final words.
Final words, just like I said, trust yourself, love yourself, and be happy with what you do. Whether you on stage, whatever you do, just be happy with what you're doing with your life.
There you go. The real JNauti. What you got for final words?
Yeah, final words. I would just say, kind of second what Deuce said. Trust yourself, practice. You'll build confidence that way, and I guess you could say trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. The real ass quote of the day: live your life according to your visions and purpose and not the expectations and opinions of others. All right. Join us live every Saturday at noon for the Power Hour with the Real As People Society crew here on Terradome Entertainment Radio, and catch the replay of this show and others on Terradome Entertainment, TerradomeENTRadio.com, or on all your podcast apps. You can hit us up on IG at Power Hour _raps _crew. I am your president, Ms. Entertainment. You can contact me at MIZZ _entertainment _ATL, and my chief entertainment officer.
DJ Talented _1.
All right, Deuce, how can folks follow you?
I'm on Facebook under Deuce Music, Instagram, A-Town Brown 08. That name will change, but A-Town Brown 08. And you can also find me on TikTok and Spotify, all platforms. Deuce G.
All right, the real JNauti.
Same here, all platforms. The real JNauti.
All right, as always, I leave you with this: be kind to each other, love one another, keep God first. Thank you for joining. Stay safe, and we're out.
Deuce.